So this question is asking us to find the average speed for the whole trip and the average speed for different sections of the trip. You'll notice that each line segment has a different gradient or a different slope. And so we need to find the slope of each section and then find the mean or the average of the entire trip. So notice that the y-axis is distance in kilometers, the x-axis is time in hours. So as we increase in the distance, we increase in the time or the hours. So first off, I need to find the gradient of each section. So to go from 0, 0 to 2, 170, that is an increase of 170 in the y direction to go from 0 to 170. And in the x direction to go from 0 to 2, that is a run of 2 units. Again, I'm going to do that from A to B. I'm going to rise from 170 to 380, and I'm going to run in the x direction from 2 to 5. So 2 to 5 is an x direction of 3, and the difference between 380 and 170 is 210 units. I'm going to do that again from B to C. So the difference between 550 and 380 is 170, and the difference between 7 and 5 is 2. I'll do that one more time. The difference between 720 and 550 is a difference of 170 units, and the difference of 10 and 7 is a difference of 3 units. So I found my rise and my run between each section. I'm going to take the rise over the run, and I'm going to add all of those parts up. So 170 over 2 plus 210 over 3 plus 170 over 2, and so on. And I'm going to divide it by 4 because there are 4 different gradients or 4 different parts that I'm adding up. When you find the average, you take the number of data points, you divide it by how many data points you added. And so that's why it's divided by 4. So I get an average speed of 74.2 kilometers per hour. Just like I have written here, I wanted to find the average speed of O to A and B to C. So O to A, notice that was 170 over 2, and B to C was also 170 over 2. 170 over 2, when you simplify that, it's 85. So it's 85 kilometers per hour for both of those sections. Last question, where is it the greatest? Well, notice OA and BC both have a speed of 170 over 2. The section A to B has a speed of 210 over 3, which if you simplify that, that is 70 kilometers per hour, which is less than 85. So AB is actually not the steepest. It's one of the shallowest, if you could call it that, less steep. And then C to D is this change of 170 over 3. 170 over 3 is much smaller than 170 over 2, so that part is actually the lowest or least, the speed that is the smallest or the least. So if you look at O to A and B to C, they do look to be the steepest lines, the sharpest gradient. So those are the steepest or the greatest, which also means that is where the average speed is the greatest.